We combined, you know I can't deny it, intertwined. Sand and skin so close to mine. You gotta be such a mystery for me. Blow my mind, I just can't deny. Replay in my mind of you, things you wanna do to me. Replay in my mind of you. You're gonna my reputation, I'm not gonna hide this. You're gonna my reputation, I'm not gonna hide. You go free, I love everything we'll be. Cause you're gonna my reputation, my reputation.
Good morning. I apologize for jumping on. My iPad jumps off every time we start. I never know where we are until I find out I'm sitting here looking for somebody. But welcome to Brewtiful Morning. This July the 22nd. Thank you for joining us on Main Street of Rutherford. My name is Jimmy Dancy. I'm the proud mayor of this wonderful town of Rutherford. Thank you for joining us each Friday morning at 8:30 as we try to keep you up to date on what's happening and let you know what things are coming up, maybe things we've accomplished this past week. It's a great day to be in town. I've already been out and had opportunity to see our Public Works Department. They're all on Main Street cleaning up. Somebody just came by to water the plants. So we're ready to go for a great weekend. Come on down, visit some of our business. Let them know that you appreciate them for being here in our wonderful town. So thank everybody for joining us, like I said, each week. Be sure and tell somebody to get us on their program each Friday morning. We're here at 8:30, so join us. I thank Magnolia and Doug for working in their control room and controlling whatever happens. And if it doesn't happen, it's their fault. So go ahead and join us again each Friday morning as we bring to you a Brewtiful morning. And here we go in downtown Main Street, Roseland. Doug, Magnolia, I'm going to turn it up to you, and I'll grab on and I'll follow you.
Perfect. Well, as you can see, Doug is definitely not in the office this morning.
No, definitely not in Rutherford, but we've got a lot of good stuff to talk about that is going to happen in Rutherford. I mean, it's a real quack of a show today, right? What do you got there, Magnolia?
Gosh, all the puns are starting early this morning.
The puns are coming early today.
I have a huge box of ducks for sale for the Duck Dash Derby that is going to be happening on September 9th in Kiwanis Park. That's the same day as our movies in the park. The same
Could
day.
Could I say that's a bucket full of quackers?
It's never ending. Oh gosh.
Oh yeah.
But also the same day that the Cousin's Main Lobster Food Truck is going to be in Rutherfordton as well. So this year we have all sorts of ducks for sale. So we've got zebra ducks. We have, we have our public safety, public works ducks, our fire department ducks, police. So representing there's some library ducks in here somewhere too. I forgot to pull one out.
There's some soldier ducks.
Yeah.
Did the dead president ducks come?
No, I decided that we shouldn't try to be too political with them.
I can see that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think this is trying to be Yoda. So, like, we've got all sorts of ducks for sale this year. So definitely come by Town Hall. They're going to start. They're on sale starting today for $5 a piece. So, doubling the value of the ducks, or I guess doubling your money for the ducks.
Yeah, because last year we were selling them for $10 a piece, so now you get 2 for $10. But we're doubling our ability to fundraise.
Yes,
and we're gonna do 3 heats this year too. So we got twice the amount of ducks, 3 heats. We got the first 2 heats, and those 2 heats will be qualifiers for the final. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I mean, you got French fry ducks. I'm just so excited about these. So
Now,
definitely.
some of those are just going to have to buy for novelty, like for the 2 for $10. So you might want to buy one for speed and then one for novelty. You know, that might be a good strategy for
Yeah,
folks.
absolutely.
You know, now I know between now Mayor Dancy, has Jackson seen the variety of ducks this year? Because I don't know how you're going to make a call between police, fire, and public works and the library. I mean,
Well,
I don't know
I'll
how
be
he's
honest.
going to pick a favorite.
I'm going to see that we're going to have a lot of favorites in there, and we're going to have to sit down and let him go through and pick out a bunch.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna have to go get something different, like to store all of these ducks in, because it's like the box is already breaking because I've shoved so many ducks in here. But then, like, we need something a little bit flatter so people can actually like go through and choose them and not having to dig so deep. But
And so, Magnolia, remind people when they buy their duck, they actually don't get to keep it that day. So
right,
when you buy your duck at Town Hall, what we're going to do is we'll take a Sharpie. You write your name or some type of unique identifier for you on the bottom of the duck. We'll keep those until race day. We'll break them up into the 2 heats. And then after the races are over is when you get to keep your ducks. So when you buy a duck, you need to make sure you're coming on that date for the races. And when the races are over, you can take your ducks home.
yeah. Or if you're wanting to participate and you're not going to be able to be there for the day of the race, you can always write your phone number on it, and we'll get in touch with you as well if you win.
Yeah. That's going to be a fun day. I mean, with Cousins Maine Lobster being there, we've got movies that night. We're working on some other things for vendor spaces that day. But all of the money that we're raising on that night for Movies in the Park, for the duck race, Cousins Maine Lobster, all that is going to the CF Foundation. So we're excited about that. CF's doing some great things right now. We've got some folks in our community from our last call that are doing the extreme hike. And so I know it's too late to get in on the extreme hike, but we do have folks in our community that are working towards that goal I believe it's in October, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, there's great ways to kind of get behind CF Foundation and to support them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that the people that are participating in the extreme hike are definitely doing a lot of work, and they're having to go out and train because they're hiking 30 miles in one day. So that's incredible. I'm really scared of why Doug has a pen and paper.
Well, so I'm at my cousin's house, and he just walked by. He's getting ready to go to work too, but he works for a company. I can't say, I can't endorse, but he wanted to give me a notepad and a paper for my call this morning. So
It's very fitting. Very fitting.
We'll make sure we use that to its best ability.
Perfect.
But also, I'm wearing my Teal Diva shirt today in honor of Beth Miller, our town attorney. Last year we painted the town teal for the month of September for support of ovarian cancer and all of the ovarian cancers. And so I was talking to Beth a couple weeks ago, and she and her committee are making some plans to paint the town teal again in September. So what that meant was there were a lot of ribbons and banners throughout town that were a teal color. And right now they got some pretty cool ideas on ways to continue to make the town a place that kind of supports all different foundations. I know we talked about a lot of times the town has kind of set the standard in October for pink and our pink out month. We're working on CF now with the duck race. So it's good to kind of support those in our community that, are kind of going through a trial or a time with some type of disease. So it's, to me, I think it's fun. It's an engaging part for us to take an opportunity and to really serve and bring some awareness to things. But stay tuned for more information about Paint the Town Teal. This is the Teal Diva 5K that they kind of ramp up for. Last year they did it virtual, so there's a big group that did it on the Purple Martin. I don't know if that's going to happen again this year. Still waiting on final details, but we are going to paint the town teal with Beth Miller and her team of energetic volunteers. So that's going to be a fun time.
Well, I want to thank all those people that's involved in all of our endeavors, directing each month we get involved in different programs. There's some very great ideas that come from those energetic, younger people that are involved in supporting their cause. So I thank all of them for interjecting that energy into our town. And so I'm looking forward for the next two events.
And speaking of looking forward to events, Hilltop Fall Festival, that Hilltop Fall Festival post is tagged at the top of our Facebook feed. I'm sure Magnolia at some point today can share it in the comments for this. Can't stress enough, we've been talking about it, at least during all of our shows here of late. If you are a part of a civic group, if you know somebody that does crafts, food vendors, whatever it may be that wants to be a part of that festival, please make sure you're getting signed up now. I know that's not until Saturday, October the 1st. It may not be on your horizon, but we are trying to actively plan booth spaces, plan the festival, get the promotions ready. So we need you guys to go ahead and get signed up for that. It's all available online, about 6 or 7 easy little clicks, and everything you need is completed. And then we'll be back in touch with you during the month of August to start some communication about where your booth space is going to be, how the festival is going to go. That's from 10 to 7 on Saturday, October the 1st. So we really haven't had a big street festival in a couple of years, y'all. And so we need you guys to really help us get the word out to any of the groups that you're a part of and make sure that they're getting registered for their booth spaces.
Yeah, and I want to mention that if there's anybody who owns a business downtown that is watching this morning, each business gets one free booth space in front of their business because we are kind of taking up your parking and everything like that. So if you want to take advantage of that, there's a specific code you need to use, and you can either reach out to me, Doug, or Leanna with RTR to get that to redeem your booth space. But we're trying to get everybody ready to go. So if you don't register, we're going to assume that you're not wanting that booth space. So please register soon. But we're really excited to have Hilltop back this year.
I don't think we can stress that enough, because I want to repeat that one more time. So what Magnolia just said is, if you own a business in downtown Rutherford, or one of your friends owns a business in downtown Rutherford, and maybe they're not watching today, we need them to register. Their registration is free. I know Leanna is trying to do some outreach to our business owners. We're going to be doing some text messages next week to our business owners, but we need them to register. We'll give them a code where their registration fee is waived, but that allows us to ensure that the space in front of their building is not taken up by a booth and that they can use that booth. So just be sure to do that. The other thing it'll help us do is communicate. When we're communicating about the registrations, communicating about the festival, they're going to be getting the same information as well. So they're going to know, when the road's going to be closed down, when the vendors are coming in, who's next to them, those type of things. So it's very important that we can kind of communicate with everybody at the same time. So can't stress it enough to do that. So thank you for bringing that up, Magnolia.
Yeah.
And it's my understanding that Magnolia's in charge of the weather again this year. She's done such a great job over the last few years that we kept her on there. We recognize talent when we see it, so we put them in places where they can really benefit the town. So thank you, Magnolia, for volunteering to do that. Thank you.
I'm gonna try my best to keep the weather clear for the event. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, speaking of keeping the weather clear, there's an ocean of possibilities happening today in town for different things that you want to do. But one of the things that you might want to check off your list that I understand is going to be a winner is at 10:30 over at Norris Library, right? Let's just say they're going to have a special visitor coming in from out of seas.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you are participating in this year's summer reading program, you're definitely going to want to be at the library.
I heard about it.
I'm sorry. My cousin continues to come out of his home office with swag. I guess he saw that I was, repping his company, so he just keeps bringing different swag items out, and laying them on the counter here.
Maybe if he works somewhere like with that one business, he could bring it to Rutherfordton.
Yeah, maybe we can work on some economic development while we're here today. I think that'd be good.
Absolutely.
Speaking of economic development, kind of switching gears, we had a very productive meeting last week with Gateway Foundation and Creekwood Meadows. That's the 31 homes that are coming in over on John Smith Road. We had over 100 folks. We had over 130 registrations, and we had over 120 people in the room over at the clubhouse to go through that process last week. So I just want to say thank you to all of the community members that came out. That was a very informative meeting. Gateway is working right now to put together 2 more presentations like that. We're working with some discussions with Isothermal Community College to have a bigger space, and also with the school system to have a bigger space. So I think for me, it was a validation. I said this in the newspaper. I said it at one of our meetings before on Brewtiful Mornings. It's really a validation of the need in our community for quality housing. And so if you are looking for home ownership and you didn't get a chance to meet that meeting, go back and look on our webpage. There's plenty of information about how to reach out to Terry at the hub. Go ahead and get registered. From what I understand, there's already been 42 applications filed with Terry that are good, valid applications for home ownership. So the more we get in that pipeline, the better, because right now we've got 31 homes at Creekwood Meadows, but Gateway and Dogwood are working in our community to bring more housing. And so, just because this may not be an opportunity here doesn't mean there's not opportunities coming in the future. And it helps us justify and validate that as we move forward.
And as you mentioned, Doug, we've already had several applications. If you have not filed your application, do so. Get in the process and go ahead and get started, and let those people go ahead and work and look at your application, and we'll go from there. So this is a great opportunity if you're seeking a home for your family. And it's amazing. And we're very thankful for all of our partners working with us to work in an area that's most needed for our community.
Yeah, and speaking of housing, we actually have a large housing presentation happening on August 17th. The Redevelopment Commission underneath the town hired Bowen National Research to perform a housing analysis within the urban redevelopment area within the town limits, but it just speaks volumes to the housing, I don't want to say issues, but like the housing situation that we're facing right now. So if you're interested in learning more about the state of housing and what Bowen National Research found in that analysis, the presentation is going to take place at the First United Methodist Church on August 17th from 6 to 8.
And I am very much looking forward to that night. For a variety of reasons. We have a very engaged group of folks that are coming to our Redevelopment Commission meetings, talking about different ideas. I think the key point for me, and somebody might say, well, why do I need to go to this meeting with Bowen National Research? Well, one, if you are a housing professional, it doesn't matter what you are. If you are in a trades position, carpenter, electrician, plumber, if you're a real estate agent, if you have anything to do with the housing trade as a part of your business or your business portfolio, I think it's important. If you need housing, I think it's important. If you just generally care about housing, what this presentation is going to do is going to reveal what truly our issues are. I think we all have ideas around what those issues are. Obviously, we don't have enough housing. That's clear. Bowen is now going to put the data behind that. Where do we need housing? What is the true issue behind housing? But then also, they're going to reveal some information around different ways for us to begin addressing housing. And that is a multifaceted approach. And I think from the community's perspective, while I'm so excited about it, is, Bowen's probably going to give us 4 or 5 different areas with heavy data. That doesn't mean that's the end plan. The plan becomes now the communication of the community members, just like you, that allow us to formulate an idea of how we're going to move forward as a community. How are we going to address inventory? How are we going to address blighted community? How are we going to address, underutilization of property in town? How are we going to begin to do that? And that's not something that the 3 of us on this screen are going to come up with. That's going to be the whole collective community and the Redevelopment Commission working together to formulate a plan with this data. So every idea is a good and valid idea. And that's why I think it's important for us to make sure that, that you're there. And if you have nothing to do with housing, and it's just something that you're passionate about, we need to really kind of work together as a community to come up with a formulative plan to address this. And it's, to me, I don't think it's going to be one idea. It's going to be multiple different ideas.
This is a great opportunity for our community to be involved. As Doug and Magnolia can tell you, when we go out and try to seek partners, the first thing they're going to ask you is information on what it is you need. And it does not help to say we need it. We can show them through our study, through our different programs that we've gone through participation of all of our citizens. We can give them data showing what the need is. And that really multiplies the opportunities for us to get partners to help us in situations. So this is very important. So I encourage those people to come out and be a part of that.
Yeah, I think just the data, for those that are even those that are on the fringes, I think of like a real estate agent or something like that, just helping with the data, helping with that pipeline of folks. So we are going to be doing that at First United Methodist Church. That is going to be on the 17th of August at 6:00. There's some information on our Facebook page about the event. Mayor, I don't know if you know anybody that goes to First United Methodist Church that may be there on the 31st for the community choir, but would love to try to see if there's a way to make an announcement at that community choir event for the housing meeting. So I don't know if you know anybody that might be there that day that could make the announcement, but we'd love to try to make sure that whole group is aware as well.
I'll give it some strong thought. Thank you.
Oh, what else is going on?
Well, the tide is starting to come in. So I know, normally we go past 9:00 on our Brewtiful mornings, but today, I think we're going to be real cognizant of the tide and the moon and the stars. And we just got to make sure that,
Robbie Samuel's calling me. Should we answer and put him on?
We should. Let's bring in Chief Samuel. Well,
okay.
I bet he's going to remind us about the blood drive.
Good morning, Robbie.
What are you doing?
We're currently live on Brewtiful Morning. So.
Oh.
Hey, Chief. I don't know if you can hear me, but can you remind
you're on speakerphone. Hold on. Say that again, Doug.
Chief, I don't know if you can hear me, but can you? Hey, Chief. I don't know if you can hear me, but it's not working.
Okay, Doug said, I don't know if you can hear me, but I think he wants you to give a little update about the blood drive that's happening in August.
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of on the spot here. It's going to be at the fire department from 10 to 3. We're hoping in the future to do different things like I spoke with the Blood Connection yesterday about a few things. So in the future, we're wanting to do a bigger blood drive to have like lunch with the firefighters. We'll come out and give us blood, we'll serve lunch, and do different things like that for the community.
Well, that would be awesome. And what day is that on?
August all right, y'all got me all. Let me look at my calendar. I think it's the 12th, but I'll get my dates mixed up. August the 17th. It was originally for the 12th, but we changed it to August the 17th.
Oh, so you can give blood during the day and then come to the housing meeting at night.
All right, perfect. I'll give you a shout after we get off Brewtiful Mornings. All right, bye.
Well, that was fun. I think we should do on the spot every Friday. Let's call and get somebody on the phone. That's fun.
It's a good little...
We'll do Phone a Friend Fridays on Brewtiful Mornings.
Oh my gosh, poor Robbie. He hated that, but.
Oh. All right, so we really kind of have a hard stop here at 9:00. Everybody, if you do choose to go to the library today for a story time, you will have a tale to tell. So.
Yeah.
I'm green with envy.
Mayor, I think that you would have done a wonderful job today at the library.
Yeah, I sure.
Yeah, everybody thinks our puns are fishy, but wait till they get there later.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, on the spot with Mayor Dancy.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Love it.
Perfect.
All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and play the outro. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Let me thank everybody for joining us. As I said, we're here Friday mornings, 8:30. Tell some people about it. You're going to learn something, even if you don't know what's going on. You never know what might happen. We may have special guests, and they don't even know it. So tune in with us every Friday morning, and thank you again for watching us. And make note of all the events that's happening. And everybody have a beautiful morning every day.
We combine, you know